discipline procedures under IDEA kick in after there's been a change of placement for your child. And what is that change of placement? That change of placement would be that your child missed more than 10 days of school because of behavior-related problems within a school year. It can be less than 10 days. This doesn't happen very often, but if there is a pattern of your child being suspended from classes, let's say it happened every Thursday for 6, 7, 8 Thursdays in a row, that's a pattern. So even though it hasn't added up to 10 days, that can still be something that kicks in the protections under the IDEA. So really what's being protected by the IDEA here is the change in placement. So what happens if your child is out of school for more than 10 days in a school year? Well, once that happens, once you exceed the 10 days, then there has to be what's called a manifestation determination meeting. And that's a big word, manifestation determination meeting. But essentially, there's only two things we discuss in there. Let's look at the rules and regs first, and then we'll talk a little bit more about where you go if either one of those things happened or if they haven't happened. So let's take a look at the rules and regs real quickly. There are two questions that are considered at a manifestation determination meeting. Now, there might be a lot of people there. There'll be people from the IEP team, attorneys for the school district, or your attorney may attend. There can be other people that the school brings. So the meeting can be fairly large, depends on what the school wants exactly. But really, when you get down to it, there's two questions that are asked in the manifestation determination meeting. And the first one is, if the conduct in question was caused by or had a direct and substantial relationship to the child's disability. That is, the actions were related to your child's disability. Now, for example, sometimes when your child has behavior problems, they might be impulsive. If the behavior was impulsive and related to the disability, then that's one of the questions that you answer. Then it probably is a manifestation of your child's disability. If your child's impulsive and it was something that was carefully planned out, then it's probably not related to your child's disability. And that's a real simple example, but that's what it means by manifestation of the disability. The second question the team asks is if the conduct in question was a direct result of the LEAs, that'd be the schools, failure to implement the IEP. So was your IEP appropriately implemented? Did you get all the services that were in there? Were they offered on a timely manner? Those are things that you look at in the meeting. So you just have two questions. Is it related to your child's disability? Was the IEP properly put in place? Taking those two